Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my wife and I are teaching in the children's ministry, and we're focused on Daniel chapter 6, right? And that's when Daniel actually gets thrown into the lion's den for staying faithful, right? While I was breaking it down, for the children's ministry, I felt like God was just like breaking me down, right? Because truly, I didn't just see Daniel, right? I envisioned, like I saw myself, right? Daniel was favored, he was consistent, and I remember being in that place, right? I was running jobs, wholesaling real estate, I had my crew, life was just flowing. But then I lose control. I made bad choices. I was an addiction. I had broken relationships. I wasn't necessarily surrounded by lions, but I was locked up, surrounded by my consequences, right? And in that moment, I lost my family. I lost myself. I felt like I lost my faith more than anything. But I didn't fully lose it, right? I was just angry. I was hurt. I was frustrated. And I blamed God because it was way easier than facing the man in the mirror, right? Myself. And what I didn't realize was that God wasn't punishing me. He was actually protecting me from myself, right? God wasn't abandoning me. He was like realigning me, right? And sometimes God has to break us down, and that actually is the blessing. You just don't see it while you're being broken down, which is pretty crazy. Daniel didn't fold under pressure, right? He stayed faithful, even though like it was against the law, essentially, right? To pray, he continued to pray, right? And I wasn't necessarily reading Daniel chapter 6 back then, but now that I look back at it, I was kind of like living it, right? Because God was able to shut the mouth of fear, the mouth of shame, right? Of guilt, and all these other things, right? And what ended up happening is that he whispered, I never left you, but you forgot who you were, right? What's crazy is like, God doesn't just save you from the den. He actually meets you inside of it, right? The lions didn't just disappear, right? But the power that they had did, right? Daniel actually came out with more favor than he had going in. And I feel that I'm living proof that you can too, right? He's not just a God of rescue, right? He's a God of restoration, right? What's crazy is that the king, he couldn't sleep, he didn't eat, right? Because he actually liked Daniel. And so when he went in there, he ended up telling her, or he asked him, like, did your God save you? and he tells him that, God basically sent angels to shut the mouths of the lions. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get ready. I hear my wife, running up, or either my wife or the kids running around upstairs. So I gotta go help her. But I hope this message and video finds you well. And yeah, I just wanted to make it right before church. So I'll see you guys in my next one.